Let's make them do their job, and if they won't, vacate the office. They were voted in here to do a job with promises of not paying back foreign gamblers on the stock exchange. If they're not going to do it, vacate the office and put someone in who will do it. And we'll make sure they do that in the High Court.
Good man, Ben! 4 years of corrupt Taoiseach! We want better! We want better!
So we have a summons here for the High Court, asking them to come to the High Court and answer illegal activities by the bank being supported by this government in illegal activities. It's not allowed in this country. We obey the law in this country, and let us all do it. Not just the citizens, but the banking elite. They must also obey the laws in this country, and we'll make sure they do. Okay, folks, we're going in to serve the papers, and all we're looking for is the truth to be told in the court. That's all we're looking for. We're not looking for favouritism. We're not looking for any get-out-of-jail cards. We're looking for just the truth to be told about the fraudulent activities of the banks and being now supported by the government. That is unconstitutional in this country.
We'll take it further and downright illegal.
Can I just read you a statement from Michael Noonan, Minister for Finance, what he said before he went into power. Okay? He said Ireland's commitments on sovereign debt must be honoured in full. Ireland's commitments on debt under guarantee must be honoured in full. But what legal or moral compulsion is on Ireland, however, to honour in full debt incurred by Irish banks when there was no state involvement in the arrangements? These loans were entered into freely by willing lenders and willing borrowers with absolutely no state participation. The interest rate charged represented the risk at the time, and there was never a state liability. It is obscene that the liability for these loans is now being transferred to the Irish taxpayer, and in many respects to the poorest of the Irish taxpayer. It punishes the blind, the disabled, the widows, the carers, the unemployed. It taxes the poorest at work, and for what? So the taxpayers can take on a liability for debts the country never occurred, that rose from private arrangements between private institutions. What a disaster! What an obscenity! How can the government stand over it? How can our European colleagues stand over it? But now that the minister is in office, the realisation of who really runs the country has hit him, and he now sings from a different hymn sheet. The Troika's contempt for the sovereignty of this country is evident to see, and the people of Ireland need to wake up to what's really going on and who really is pulling the strings of power. After the bailout, the government warned that nobody in the banks was to be paid more than €10,000 a week. Now we have Richie Fowler in the Bank of Ireland paying himself over €16,000 a week. Can you believe it? And what can the government do? Nothing. We sold our souls to the bank, and now they run the country. Well, we need to take the power back, and if our government haven't the backbone to stand up to the banking elite, then they need to vacate their office, because they have allowed our nation to be sold out from under us to the pleasure and the will of the financial global elite. Our ancestors would be turning in their grave. So do not pay the household charge or any other fiscal measure, and send a clear message to the Troika. The sovereign people of Ireland will not pay for the gambling debts of the global elite.
Here, the IMF's own figures on the farm performance for various countries on the day that they rolled into town. There's Ireland. We were similar to Germany, we were similar to France, we were similar to Canada. We were much better than the USA, much better than and after they put the bank debt on our back, we're now here. And this is not our debt. It's not our debt under international law. law. It's an odious debt. It's against the law under the Lisbon Treaty. Article 123 to 125 says no bailout. It's also illegal under the Irish Constitution. The global financial system is being run by megalomaniacs, and we are under attack. We have today not just taken on the Irish government, we've taken on the European ECB and we have taken on the US government. The international monetary system is now being run by megalomaniacs, and we put ourselves in jail and the jailers are megalomaniacs. When injustice becomes law, resistance becomes a duty. I'm going to read you out odious law, which is one of the sections that we're hoping to get them on. Odious law is an international law, and it states, I need my glasses, so I might make a mistake.
You want to try those up?
Yeah. Politicians do not have, this is under international law. Politicians do not have the legal authority to sign away the birthright of the Irish people without our consent, which is what they did. They signed it away in the middle of the night. International law states a national debt incurred by a government for the purposes that do not serve the best interests of the nation shall not be enforceable. Such debts are considered to be personal debts of the regime. When the Anglo Bank went into our government on that night, they told them that they were looking at 1.3 trillion. In fact, it ended up 35 trillion. So on every front, everything that's happening is illegal. Everything. And when you read the newspapers and they give you what our borrowing requirement is now, the reason it's so high now is because they've bankrupted us. But we need to go to international law and get that money back. Also, our next challenge is to challenge the law under which the licence for the oil was given off Mayo. There was only one.
Here, here.
There was only one. Just a minute. There was only one person in the office when that contract was signed, and that was Ray Burke. And he's already done time. Now we're going to get them in law. Next we're going to challenge that.
Here, here.
Stand together and we can do it.
People power.
So, yeah, I assure you it is not Paddy the Plasterer, Bertie's old friend. So, if you don't mind folks, let's walk up and serve the court papers. They seem to be very afraid to accept them off we the people here. So let's walk on and we'll keep talking.
There's I think two people that's going to stop us today.
This is our country. Our government.
Give them the Constitution!
Our Gardaí. Our streets.
I'm just looking for the people of Ireland.
Sorry, guys.
We the people.
Okay, folks, they have accepted the summons for court. Let's hope now they will come to court, tell the truth, and we get full discovery into the secrecy of these gambling debts that apparently we all have to pay while they get off scot-free and are farting through silk while families here can't put food on the table.
Yes!